Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Stralis, and today I'm going to be giving a reading about balance, about light, dark, feminine, masculine, all these different things in your life, and how you choose to handle those things, as well as going deeper into maybe things you do not notice. So you get to choose one of these 3 decks. We have Ishal, Iraq, this is Create, and Adventurine. I really enjoy these 3 things, so I picked them. Each one counted 1, 2, 3 will be whichever one you choose. You can pick obviously any 3 of them. I recommend just picking one deck, considering that this is going to be specifically about something very much in particular. If you want to use more than one, by all means. If you feel that maybe one doesn't resonate with you, another one might. I recommend picking the card that reaches out to you the most, because that's the one that would be best for you. Now, let's move on to number 1, the shell. For those who picked number 1, you picked the shell. I got this gift from my sister when I was a kid, and it's something I genuinely love and enjoy. It means a lot to me. So that's why I picked this one. So just based off of that, this one might be related to maybe siblings or the ocean, or maybe how you handle emotional things. Obviously, we'll delve into it deeper into the reading. So let's see. To start out, the first card that I have is a oracle card specifically to astrology, and this one is Saturn. Okay, and that is the focus of, let's say, the whole topic completely. So I'm assuming this could be tying to, now that Saturn is in Aquarius, there's been a lot of major changes. This could do with a lot of things going on in your life that are very big and troublesome, pertaining mostly to responsibility. Now, I will be pulling 2 tarot cards tied specifically to the lighter elements of things. They still pertain to the rest of the reading, but these are more on the lighter side of your balance. So we have 5 of discs and a Prince of discs. So I'm getting this thing of you being worried, and how this is something that is going to be positive is that you take your mind and how you handle your financial situations, and you're willing to actually go out of your way to be like, oh, I'm going to prevent this bad thing from happening. And this is a very positive way of handling your responsibilities, because you want to prevent any further difficulties from coming into your life. Now, that can have obviously negative side effects depending on where you go with it. There's a lot of, I would say, financial worries going on with you. So you constantly feel like you don't have enough money, or all these different things. So you kind of stockpile money by thinking about it a lot. So you think a lot about, oh, I'm going to get this done, I'll get this done, I'll get this done, to prevent yourself from dealing with financial worry that either you have dealt with in the past or are currently is going on the rise. Now, to move on from this, we have still in the realm of light, but this is more pertaining to major things. Now I have called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So I'm guessing this is more along the lines of you may be able to pick up on those things in your life that are potentially going to make you less money or make you feel less responsible. But the thing is that it's okay for you to pursue what you want to pursue, even if you may feel like financially you're not ready for it. And it's okay as long as you put that time in. Obviously, at the end of the day, your choices are your choices. So if you want to actually do that, you can. If you don't, you don't. And that's okay too. But I'm getting a big, girl, if you've been thinking about it, go for it. If you don't care about it, maybe you don't need to do it. And that's okay. Now, to shift a little bit from that, we're going to go more into job oriented oriented things. So, and I use the term job, but I mean more like soul purpose oriented things. So, as pertaining with the previous card, there's a shift. So there's something going on. This again could call back to Saturn going into Aquarius. Maybe you are starting to learn things that go beyond what you had previously concluded. So this normally turns to things like, again, money, financial situations. Maybe you should be sitting down and learning about your gifts that maybe aren't conventional and seeing how you can integrate those into your life and training your mind or training your body even how to do certain things. Because especially with a paradigm shift style card, I'm seeing a lot of like major changes in your life being able to be opened up right now. So now we are going to be entering more into the neutral territory. So this is neither good nor bad, or both in this case. And we have angel. So something that's really good about you is that we have helping those in need with no expectation in return, which is good. It means you're very giving, very compassionate, very kind, very loving. I'm sensing again mainly with financial things or with your soul gifts, but that does not mean that you don't expect anything ever. But maybe it's okay to be like, hey, I've been putting all these things in for you. Maybe you should have some sort of expectation of being taken into consideration of what you want and what you would actually like, as opposed to just giving. Now, the shadow of this, which is what this next card is going to be pulled up for, is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. So I'm sensing this to be less you, but more of the people around you. There may be a lot of people around you who know that you're financially successful or that you're financially responsible and you know what you're doing and you know how to prevent these things, and they will act like they care about you and love you, but they don't really. And it's okay to look into why, because again, you can do what you want. If you want to be around people who have those tendencies, that's fine, because then you'll learn from those people in some way or another, even if it's not necessarily positive or negative. However, beware of not being falsely led around to things that you don't want. What do you want? Do you want to pursue something, but like someone in your life is like, oh, well, I don't think you should do that because it maybe isn't what's best for you. It is pretty good for you. Maybe you should actually go pursue that thing. Or you know what, maybe you should listen to them if you feel that they are right. Now, again, this is mostly a beware of other people kind of vibe. I'm not sensing this necessarily from you. I mean, it could be. You mislead yourself and you're like, oh, but what will other people think of me as? If I don't present to be this innocent person, what are they going to think of me? So to move on from that, we have the shadow. So I have Ace of Coins. Interesting. So money, you're getting a new beginning with money, but again, with this previous couple of cards, maybe it's a darker turn. So be careful that the new beginnings you're making with this money, you don't overindulge in not necessarily the things you want, but in like things you don't need. So like, don't just be like, oh, this would really help me in the beginning, and then you spend all the money on something you know you don't need. You're just spending it because you want to, and or because someone has been telling you that this is what you need to begin something great or to create active change. And lastly, this card is tied to what the universe wants from you, really, or what the universe is thinking about you. And I use the term universe. If you believe in God, it could be that too, or something along the lines of external sources in the spiritual realm. That's why I included even metaphysical realm too. And we have joy. Now, how I would take this to conclude this whole situation is that it's okay to be happy with what you do. Even if you feel like, I'm not going to make any money if I follow my dreams, but maybe you should, and it's okay. Like, you're going to make money, and You're going to, no matter what you do, you're going to make money. The thing is, do you want to make money doing what you really want to do? Or do you want to make money doing something boring or stupid or something that somebody else told you was good? And obviously that depends on you and how you take it. If you enjoyed your reading, leave a comment or tell me how you felt about it. I'm going to move on to card people number 2. Thank you. Hello. For those who picked card number 2, you picked the Create Stone. The Create Stone was a gift to myself when I first started getting really spiritual. I got it when I went up a metaphysical shop, and I got it for, I really wanted to be artistic at that time and really pursue that element of my life. So I went and bought it, and it has helped me sort of fuel into my creativity, and it's sort of like a worry stone for me. So I'm sensing a lot of artistic energy with yours, which maybe not. Maybe this is more crystal oriented, who knows? All right, so for your first card, which is the focus of this, we have a waning crescent, which is like the end of, at least how I interpret it, is the end of a dark cycle. So that will be the major element of this. So we have 2 tarot cards, which represent light elements in your life, and we have abundance and success, which is really interesting. So we have 3 of chalices and 6 of discs. So I'm getting a sense of genuine positive energy in the emotional spiritual realm, especially with how you communicate with people, and it's moving very quickly. You're growing and changing and becoming more happy in your life. That all is coming off of a dark place that this had all begun from. And now you're starting to see the things you've already invested in begin to come to fruition. And you, like I said previously, just came out of probably a very aggressive, dark time in your life. Probably a lot of fighting, a lot of conflict. Even if it wasn't intense conflict, it was still conflict that you did not necessarily want, but you needed to go through. Now, when it comes to more purpose-oriented things, we have deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. This might be a good time for you to heal. You've got all this abundance, which is a good time to actively take in all the things that you've gotten from these situations that may have been really intense or just conflict oriented, and now you get to implement them into healing yourself. Because the point of this is that your mind and your emotions and your body are all linked to each other. They're all parts of you as a working human machine thing, and you can actively heal yourself by putting in the time for yourself to heal. And there's a lot of, I'm getting a big sense of it's okay to love yourself energy right now. It's all right to just emotionally love yourself, physically love yourself. If you want to go eat healthy, or you're sitting down and you're like, this situation has exhausted me, I need to find some sort of comfort in how I eat. I recommend maybe going on something similar to a diet, but it isn't so much get thin diet, but more a diet of foods you know you enjoy that are also good for you and that make you emotionally feel good, but they also make you feel good physically. So when you combine those 2 things, you're going to find a lot of abundance and prosperity within your emotions and your physical body. Hold your center. And I'm vibing with this. Again, it's okay not to do a lot, especially if you're you've just gone through a really intense physical situation or even emotional situation. It's okay to just be by yourself and focus on you. This is a very me time energy. It's very self-oriented things, and only talk to maybe people who you have a healthy emotional connection with and you really love, and they really love you, and you know there's no lingering toxicity or difficulty. It's okay to just be by yourself, be with the people you love, and just be happy emotionally and physically. We have now in the middle, now we've shifted from all of these very light, fluffy, positive things to more neutral things. So we have the visionary. The light attributes are a capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So this is very much literally what I'm doing, a divinatory, higher knowledge kind of thing. And when you do that, you believe what you believe, and you see what you see. So you are meant to express these things. So don't be afraid to just express who you are or what you see or what you think. This is very much like a see something, say something, especially when it comes to higher energy, higher learning. It's okay to really take in higher things and express them. I'm getting a lot of loving, very kind energy. Now, the fall of this, though, is that while communicating these things, you might be giving your insight to the wrong people. So, as for the shadow attributes of this, we have selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. What you envision and what you feel is truly what it is. Do not water it down for people who don't deserve it. And this can obviously lead into your shadow. So, your shadow is the Hierophant. Okay. So, Hierophant, very, very hierarchical, very structural, traditional energy. You, I feel, have a tendency, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can be dangerous for you, is that you go with the flow a lot, but you also respect a lot of things tied to your success, your prosperity. And that prosperity has a unintended side effect of getting people to come to you for information and then expect certain things from you, certain hierarchical, very structural ways of interpreting things, when in reality, when you are forced into those situations, you don't need those. You don't need to be told that I need to be someone, something, something. You're allowed to be yourself. And it's okay to just love yourself and express that. And if you are put in a position where this conflict comes back and kind of, now that it's ending, a new cycle will begin. If you find yourself in the same situations you were in before, understand it is temporary and that you should not compromise your light and your love and you, who you truly are, and your vision, your gifts, your talents, for a collective idea of what is best. Because as valid as that collective may be, because a lot of people subscribe to it, that does not mean that it is inherently correct. It just means that it's just another collection of beliefs. Maybe you don't need to be part of that collection. I'm sensing a lot of Aquarian energy with this as well, a lot of the individuality and collective concept. It's okay to be an individual. Do not let hierarchical energy control you, because you are light. You are an embodiment of visionary energy. Do not let these other people shut down your gifts so that they can gain something from it off of you. And don't let yourself go and be that person. Don't be like, oh, I'm only going to give readings if I make money. You don't need to make money. Other than, obviously, you need a job to pay your bills kind of situation. But you don't need to make money through selling your gifts unless you choose to. And at least trying to make it, I'm getting a big, let everyone know your feelings. Don't just only tell certain people certain things. It's okay to, inform people of your beliefs. They will acclimate. Now, your final card is a universal message, which I love this deck. It's a Ganesha deck. And I have sustenance. So, when you're doing all of these things, sustain yourself. Sustain your energy. Hold it in. Take it in and let it heal you. And when you are ready to let other people have it, do not let them limit you. And you give back when you can. You give back because you love these people. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you what to do. You obviously have whatever choice to make that you want. However, you should be taking care of yourself. First and foremost, You should be making sure that you are eating healthy and taking care of yourself. Even if you binge and eat those things, it happens. I do it too. I eat garbage food sometimes. You don't need to do that. You can eat healthy if you want to. And you can sustain your body in multiple ways, multiple kinds of foods. There's hundreds upon hundreds of foods, and some of them taste really good and are also good for you. So you can go find those things. Now, I believe that is it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you obviously have any questions or any comments, comment them below. If you like the reading, like the reading. Thank you. And now we're going to move on to guest number 3. Hello, guest number 3. You picked Adventurine. Adventurine is an interesting crystal. So it's normally tied to like bravery, courage, abundance, happiness, money, attracting financial wealth. I specifically chose this one due to it was a gift to me, and I have a bunch of them in these cute little bottles. And I'm getting a big, if you picked this, guess number 3, you picked it for the energy of you want something and you're willing to go after it. Now, if that doesn't apply to you, I would even go to the extent of saying things are coming to you that you have wanted and you just didn't know until you get it. And then you realize, oh, this is what I wanted the entire time. Now, to begin, first card, which is a general reading card, we have, 8th house, transformation. So this is a very intense, dark card. It's only the card of death. It's the card ruled by Scorpio and ruled by Pluto, and there's a lot of that energy in it. And it's a very interesting placement, but it also ties down to like cycles. And here's an example of the 8th house that isn't so depressing. It's like butterflies, because you think of the caterpillar turning into a butterfly through but the process of that is going in and hibernating and healing your internal self so that you can transform into this beautiful thing. So, on the element, we're starting out positive today, for those who are not sure. So we have card 20, the Aeon. Now, the Aeon, I'm getting a sense of, again, cycles. So it's a very similar energy. A lot of Omega energy, feminine energy, a lot of healing celestial energy. So when I think of also the Aeon, I do think of cycles, which is ironic considering you got the transformation card. You are the embodiment of change. You deal with it a lot. And right now, you're dealing with a major change. Whenever it is, I personally don't know. I'm assuming since you got 4 of discs, it's a home-related thing or like a structural, financial situation. So normally a home is that since you pay your rent and so on and so forth. Now, that power that comes from, again, I'm getting a lot of sun energy, so a lot of you are dealing with the transformation of your home and your house becoming bigger. Either you have more people coming in, or you are becoming the head of your household. And if that is the case, just really understand that every time you transform, you're healing, you're growing, you're changing, and it's for the better, it's for a reason, even if it does not feel like it is in that moment. Now, let's see what we got for some soul purpose stuff. We've got Empathetic Starseed. Oh, I love the Starseed deck. It's so cool. If you like it, Balance, let me know. I love the Starseed deck. When it came out, I was really excited. So they have Energetic Sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Interesting. So this is a very big thing of, are you being empathetic because you love and care about these people and you want to understand how they're feeling? Or are you being empathetic because it's just what you do? Is it an inherent thing, or are you actively pursuing it? Now, especially with this mirror, like ethereal energy going on, Are you empathizing what you think someone else is feeling, but in reality it's what you're feeling? Or are you actively tapping into what they feel? And you should really analyze that, especially if it's tied to the previous cards, which is the home and that higher light, finding this balance of those things. So then we have fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. Okay, so you're probably someone who's actually really nice and positive and happy despite you dealing with a lot of really transformative, dark, intense things. But the darkness around you is just around you. Like, you are not the darkness. You're meant to shine your light. Shine your light with peace and love and light and all that jazz of new age stuff. But I mean it in the sense that, like, it's okay to be happy and, like, actively be joyous. And negative people are going to try to tear you down, and it's okay for them to try, but you don't have to succumb to their negativity. You can be responsive, not reactive. Something that I think both myself and many other people struggle with is something, instead of being like someone did something negative and attacking them, instead you analyze why they got upset and be comfortable with them and be accepting and be like, okay, that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I understand. I love you, I care about you, I'm here for you. And that just by doing that in itself, you're softening that negativity. You're softening that darkness. By showing them love and compassion, you are radiating your healing onto them, whether they want it or not. And realistically, at the end of the day, you could change them from being really negative to really positive, but obviously they would have to choose to actually accept that in. So don't feel discouraged if someone doesn't want to take in your light. All right, so on to the next. Now we're getting into the middle. So this is more neutral cards. And since we're doing neutral cards, I'm going to move on over here. And we have the Hermit. Okay, so you seek solitude to focus intently on inner life serves personal creativity. So again, I'm sensing starseed energy, a lot of like you went inwards to heal and deal with your stuff, and you found yourself in this very empathetic, like you've learned so much about yourself, you're willing to help other people. But the problem is don't stay hidden. Your job is to go be hidden briefly, or not briefly, but for the period of time to heal and to grow and to take in your insights and learn from your inner self and learn from the universe and all these different things, and then bring that knowledge out. Instead, I am getting a sense that your shadow often makes you not. So you often are like, no thank you, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stay at home and not talk to anybody, or I'm going to stay in my room and not talk to anybody. Or you can shut people out. And now, while that's fair, it is not good for the other people who genuinely could be improving because of you. Now, we have fusing to help others in need. So, yeah, again, it's okay to help others in need. If you feel that, like, oh, but I'm afraid they're going to reject me or hate me, they can do those things. But, like, if they need your help, go and help them. If that's really what you feel your purpose is and that's what you want to do, go do it. Now, to finalize with the full shadow card, which I always get, we have an Ace of Cups. So this is telling me that you're struggling just to get started with that emotionally opening up to other people. And it's really, honestly valid. You don't need to be closed off all the time, though. And you're afraid. And that's okay. Because, fear has its moments when it's necessary. But don't prevent yourself from being happy or helping others be happy with you, because you're afraid that your emotions aren't going to be received well. And they could be. You just have to take that step forward. And if people don't like that, understand that things happen, time passes, change happens. You will grow and be grateful for the change that you are experiencing. Maybe not now, maybe not in a month, but eventually you're going to reach a point where you're going to be comfortable with what's happened to you. And you will accept it, and you will begin this journey of growth and emotional maturity. Now, the last card in this, sorry if I'm got a bit intense and deep, is a message from Divine Source, universe, whatever you describe. And it is cultivation, which is don't be afraid to build a positive environment. Don't be afraid to go out and take all those things from within you and actively build those things. So it isn't just conversations about emotional situations. It extends to literally creating a space where you can be yourself and others can too. And together you create this new, almost like this new world within your home or within your community, even sometimes within yourself. And you do this and it reflects upon itself into the external world. So you begin creating these very, as said, cultivated places, these very culturally comfortable places. You actually feel comfortable being around other people and expressing how you really feel. I think that's it as far as this reading goes. If you enjoyed your reading, by all means, comment below, like the video, subscribe if you want to keep on watching more stuff. And sorry if this one was a bit intense. I know it was a very big one. Nonetheless, thank you. Again, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the readings. Each and every one of you, by all means, comment the comments below and tell me what you enjoyed, because I really did enjoy making this, and this is something I want to do more regularly and create a space for people to feel comfortable. So if you enjoyed this, by all means, let me know. Let me know if there's anything you think I could do more of. If you liked certain tarot decks that I've used, by all means, you can recommend them. I will be obviously giving readings more. I plan on talking about astrology as well as other spiritual things. So if you like that kind of stuff, stick around. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.